Now, you still with us, Mags?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the attitude towards the WCUG as far as the attitudes of the county councilors and the local government there?
Well, we wrote to the county council shortly after we were formed, and we asked them, because we hadn't been told anything by the county council. They hadn't written to us or rang us or said anything about the cow parks being sold until it was discussed at a council meeting, and they passed policy unanimously.
Right.
They would sell all the cow parks. And so we wrote to the paper disagreeing with this policy, and then we wrote to the council and we asked for a meeting with them. And the county manager, we were a bit surprised. He agreed straight away to meet us. So we went in to meet him, a delegation of, 4 people from our group, and we met the county manager, who'd be kind of the equivalent of the governors in America, but like, he wouldn't have that power. He administers the county, you know,
right,
on behalf of the county council. And we met him and the property manager, who's an employee. And the man was just unbelievably obnoxious. Like, he says, oh no, we're going to sell them. We were going to sell them, we own them, we'll do what we like. There was a law passed that says we can sell them, so we are. And so we tried to explain, you know, our individual situation and overall, you know, the theory about, like, you know, being public land and so forth that shouldn't be sold off. And he says, no, we'll do whatever we like. And eventually got really angry with us and just stormed out of the room.
So, I mean,
he actually said, like, I have it on tape. I taped it. And he said that we were a throwback and that we were unviable. And, you know, he told me I had a skewed mind. But he said that, like, you know, people should have a say in how their county is run, or some mad democratic notion like that. You know, he thought that was a bit mental, you know.
But is that indicative of the arrogance of the council?
Yeah, well, effectively that's what it is. Like, you know, they didn't want to talk to us about any issues to do with the cow parks at all. And, like, we said, like, there'd be no problem if they want to sell, you know, a site or whatever, or build a few houses on them along the road frontage or that, so long as the land remained, you know, for people to graze. But no, they're even willing to sell sites and then sell the rest of the farm to the neighbouring big farmers, you know, which that's probably what grates worse about the issue, you know.
Now, Mags, you know what? Just by listening to what you said about the county council and reading the things about the cow park struggle, it's obvious that there is arrogance. They don't really take in mind, you know, the cost that's going to occur to the families that use this. Now, what other recourse do you have as far as legal recourse there to be able to remedy the situation? What would be your next step?
Well, we're looking into the possibility of forming a co-op now, but a co-op kind of individually on each of the cow parks, saying that we're like a recognized legal body or whatever, and we'd put in, you know, a bid or whatever. But that will only work if the council are willing to charge a reasonable price for the land, you know.
Right.
Like the cow park in Hampstown that was for sale last week, a big delegation came along from the local GAA club, and they wanted it for an extension of their pitch, which is down the road a bit.
I see.
And they said for the council wanted 300,000 for 17 acres, and they said they were willing to pay 100,000. But apparently the council was totally unwilling to accept that, and the latest I've heard is that the farmer next door is putting a bid of 270. So there's no way that we could, like, you know, you're looking at the whole rest of your life paying back just for the grazing of a few cows.
Yeah. Now, as far as
we will consider there's a few kind of legal avenues about, you know, the length of time people have been on land, and like we've been on this 30 years, and there's another man on the farm that we're on who has been on for 50 years. So
right.
But the council are unwilling to accept that either as being, you know, that you have an interest in the land.
Yeah. Now, if you guys were going to go through like legal recourse, you would have to go through the courts in Dublin, I assume.
Oh, you would, yeah. You'd have to go to the High Court. If you want to stop a particular sale, you would have to go to the High Court and take out an injunction, and that's the kind of thing you're looking at, 10,000 a day for a barrister, you know.
So that's very difficult then to be able to go that route.
Well, I mean, if you're going to end up a few days in the High Court, so what's the point? You're not buying the land,
yeah.
You know? If you had a week or two in the High Court, then that would be the price of the land gone. You'd be better off buying the land.
But it's a shame that there's no local say in it, that you have to go to the capital, to Dublin, you know, to centralise.
Oh, yeah, you would try anything. Like, there's a little, a district court or a circuit court here, but that only deals with, you know, that doesn't deal with
petty
constitutional or commercial law. That's just like, you know, drunk drivers or whatever, you know.
Sure. Wow. So the next thing is, I guess, for you guys is try to go the route like you explained with co-ops to be able to.
We're looking for that at least. I mean, like there's a few little support bodies like Irish Rural Link and that, in the country, and it means that they'll give you assistance in whatever legal documentation to form such bodies. It's just an angle to look into anyway, because we intend to keep on to be fairly blunt about it. There's an election coming up for Dáil for Leinster House. Next spring sometime, or probably May. So that gives us 6 months, and we can just go around and persecute politicians, which is a good pastime in itself.
Yeah. But you know what, Max? This is a very interesting cause, and it's something that really needs a lot of attention. And this is why we're doing this video series here. We started this to facilitate open discussion on issues that are going to be misrepresented by the government in Ireland or here, with Irish American affairs, and also stuff that's going to be censored. So this is a great outlet to get the word out, and we have a lot of viewers. Probably 1,000 each
so
one.
Thanks very much for the coverage. Now we have got some coverage in one local paper here in Westmeath, the Westmeath Topic, which is a small local paper. But then there's a bigger paper, the Westmeath Examiner, and they've just been dreadful. The guy who writes the articles, he must just get the report from the council and signs it himself. It's just all their point of view. The local radio hasn't been bad here either, but the national media just aren't interested. If it's not about Posh Spice's shoes or something,
Right,
there's nothing in the line of proper news coverage in Ireland.
Well, Mags, we're kind of running out of a little bit of here, and we wanted to know, was there anything else that you would want to add before we close?
Well, if people want to write to the Minister for Agriculture in Dublin, in Kildare Street in Dublin, and say the cow park should be held, remain in public ownership and respect the rights of small farmers, even that, the word would get out through the different political parties that the people in America know about the issue.
And have any political organizations stepped forward?
Yes, to be fair to Provisional Sinn Féin and their local representative, he's not a councillor, he's just a local. He's been very supportive. The United Farmers Association, which is a group for small farmers, they've been supportive. And a member of the Green Party is a councillor in Westmeath too. She's an interesting angle on it because she was talking as well about the possibility of organic gardening and allotments and other areas in which you get high production off a small area of land that will be publicly owned. So fair play to them for supporting us,
All right, well, Mags, listen, thank you very much for taking the time to come on. We wish you guys the best. And, of course, a happy holiday season, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. So,
Happy Christmas to you all as well.
Thank you very much.
Mags.
Thank you. Thanks much.
Okay, take care now. Bye-bye. And there we have it, folks. That was Mags Glennon. She is the chairperson for the Westmeath Cow Parks Users Group. I believe I got that right.
Yeah.
You know what, Pat? As she's talking, I'm thinking about what's going on in our own country, in our own localities here with the eminent domain abuse. And this is, there's parallels with these two situations.
They're both driven by greed.
Absolutely right. And, when you look at the situation in Long Branch, eminent domain is where they're using they're circumventing the Fifth Amendment, which allows the government to seize, private, personal property for the betterment of the community. And that's not what is happening here in the United States. They're taking this property and they're using it, especially in Long Branch. Here's a prime example, and they're building these gigantic condos there. Now, their catch is under the Fifth Amendment that this money is going back into the community from taxes. But it's not, as we see with this big FBI sting going on in Monmouth County, that all the greed and the corruption, you have guys awaiting sentencing right now. But the big difference is between here and Ireland is the playing field is different. We are under a federal setup. And what that does is it gives local recourse through the local courts. We had the New Jersey Supreme Court. Now, the eminent domain, the people that are affected by eminent domain here in this country have formed, a group that's very similar to the WCUG. And because of their political pressure, it initiated and resulted in this FBI investigation. Now, we have local representatives, county and township representatives that are well off, that are taking bribes for as low as $200 and as much as six-figure digits, as far as in the 100,000s for developing. And But the nice thing is that we did, unlike Ireland right now, we had that local recourse through